Greetings, family. This is your brother in the kingdom, and welcome to yet another focused for the week. We are on gold as well as NASDAQ for this week, and we can interchange it. You can have a special request of any pair that you'd want me to predict in the next coming week, of course. Now, let's go into gold. I want to just jump straight into this thing, and I don't want you guys to miss these opportunities. By the way, you're not just watching. I want you to engage. I want you to really give me what you also see on these pairs. Be as descriptive as possible when it comes to just you answering some of these things that I'm going to be talking about. Now, let's really break it down from a beginner standpoint, an intermediate trader, and advanced trader. Where is gold going this week? What do we focused? And let's use some technical, easy principles over here. Now, we can see that gold has been in a nice, beautiful uptrend. It's quite clear here that the economy is doing quite well in terms of gold. We can see that it did fail here. It created that higher high. Of course, this was a higher low till proven. Of course, that it's not. Therefore, we can now deem it as a lower high. Then we had a lower, a lower low, lower high. Then we had a new lower low. But now, are we in a downtrend or an uptrend? Here we can see that this has been in an uptrend. Now, how would you want to break this down? The easiest way now, let me just put my mic over here. So the easiest way to do this is to see which one is the last higher low. And we can clearly see that last higher low was this, higher low over here. That can be the change of character. It facilitated the breaking of structure. Of course, the highest high is that point over there. Now, we cannot be confident to say we're selling further because we can still see that this has not broken from the scale of the daily time frame, by the way. Now, to be relevant for this week, this would be quite relevant for, in months if I were to say what will happen. But to be relevant this week, we can see one thing over here. I want to bring you to this piece of price action, my learned friends, over here. We can see that we do have a fair value gap, but not just a fair value gap. We can see that on this high over here, we do have that previous higher high that was broken. And this is a purely classic and retest trade. In smart money, we can call it other terms like a breaker and a fair value gap. It's a break, yeah, it's a break and retest trade that just happened over here. So we did have the market break this quite violently. It was momentum on that, and we did have that breaker. So when the market came back into this, it touched exactly on the 50% of this fair value gap and breaker, which was absolutely beautiful. I didn't catch this trade, by the way, but I believe that what matters next is what I do to catch the next trade, and you and I are going to be on that. Okay, on the School of Sniper entries, I will also show you on what I would, of course, do to get the next candle that will come out, and I'm anticipating that to be quite bullish. We also did have some good candlesticks over here, which are rejective or rejection candlesticks. Some of you guys will call them pin bars or just, candles showing us that there's a lot of buying pressure, although the bears wanted to press down. With this whole confluence right there, this is a whole setup. Where do I anticipate it to go? I anticipate it to give us an all-time high, guys. Based on what I'm seeing over here, we did have that as a higher high and a lower high. We're going to be taking those highs out and breaking that structure. So I do predict that gold should continue buying, and we can also see what it did here on the 4H time frame. We did sort of just have that momentum of that buy pulled back into that order block over there, and then we're still buying. So it's gonna be absolutely beautiful when it comes to this. So more buying opportunities you guys can look out for. Now, if you want to catch this, what can we do over here? Let's make it quite clear. We do have this highs that we're currently breaking now on the H4. So if we can just slightly break that retest, and this retest that I'm highlighting, you can get it on the lower time frames like M15, and then you can now hold it all the way to that all-time or the previous higher high. Potentially, if you know what you're doing, you can hold it all the way till it creates a new high. That's my prediction for gold, guys. It's quite crystal clear. There's never a pair that I would advise that you guys should look into that is not as crystal clear as that. Now let's go into NASDAQ. I didn't want to waste time with this focused, guys. And by the way, let me know in the comment section that you agree with my gold analysis, or there's something that you see that can help the majority of the YouTube community that's watching this video. Maybe we're a bit blindsided by the rejection candlesticks. You're seeing something quite maybe bearish that can take place. Okay, now here, speaking about bearish, this can be slightly bearish, but let's break down the structure of NASDAQ now. We can quite see, if we take it all the way from this left here, we can quite see that we've been bearish. Then what happened? We started becoming quite bullish over here. We broke important lower highs. That means change of characters. And I would say now we are in a buy trend. Now hear me out why I say this. Although today, as of Monday, that I'm posting this on the 19th of May, it can still continue all the way to the 20th of May, possibly the 21st of May. But the 21st of May, I'm expecting a reversal, or rather a continuation. This is only just a reversal of this market. Now, an obvious higher high that we can draw from is this one. But the market, I don't think it's going to come back all the way down there. It's typically going to push into this fair value gap. That's what I'm seeing. And we can also take that previous higher high, and we can see that it can perfectly align with this large momentum candle there that the market gapped with, actually. And we can be pulling into that as we're selling. So depending on how the range of this candlestick closes, we can get another candle Tuesday and possibly Wednesday start actually buying. That's my prediction for this. Of course, I did predict it on my previous, focused over here to say we do have sort of this supply over here, but look at that, we sort of picked just above, giving us a sort of small break of structure, but I wouldn't say it's a break of structure to validate. But for sure, if we go to the 4H time frame, you'll see what I'm talking about over here. It's quite a very beautiful structure. So we can be assured that we are going to be coming back all the way right here and then start buying. That's what I'm looking out for NASDAQ. And when it gets here, of course, what you can do when it gets to the zone, don't just buy when it gets there. Wait for it to react, buy slightly. Then you go into the lower time frame, it will pull back and then start buying. And I'm looking at taking profit around about here. So that will be, of course, in a matter of months. Then I'm expecting NASDAQ to actually start pushing bullish as we go into June, July, and August over there. I'm really expecting it to buy. But as of, half of this week, sales, I'm expecting, if it's quite slow, guys, we can even push all the way to Thursday. And of course, I will update you on the School of Sniper entries, what I see for this market in terms of the trades that I am getting already. In fact, I did actually get a trade of this sell over here. Let me just go to the 5 minutes, just get to show you. I know it's not part of the focus, but the beautiful absolute banger trade that we got over here. This is the trade. Yes, don't mind those lines. They're just part of our strategy that we use in the mentorship. But this was a beautiful absolute banger trade that we got. I will update an episode of the School of Sniper entries where we actually got this trade. Absolute beautiful trade. I even got another trade on Euro USD the very same day I'm doing this video. And as you can see, this was a 1:7. I'm only aiming for 1:3 over here. So that is already 1:10 in terms of, taking in and making money for this day. By the way, thank you so much for watching till now. Of course, we'll see you on the next video. It's going to be quite educational. So if it's your first time watching us, make sure to subscribe to this channel, switch on your notification bell, and we'll see you on the next empowering video. God bless you.